aluminum roof rack, actually cargo basket, with the roof rack crossbars. Ordered on eBay about 4 days ago, $89 including shipping. And I'm going to put this on a 2004 Jeep Liberty. Shipping was really fast, a couple days early, so that was nice. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, this is an unboxing. I have not opened this up yet. Just cut all the tape off and the packing strips, the binding strips. And there's the rails. To get all this stuff out, find the instructions, and then lay it out somewhere where I've got some room. These are the crossbars. Cool that it came with them. Okay, on the box, just for a rough idea of the weight, 50 inches by 38 inches is the diameter dimensions of the basket. Gross weight 8 kilograms. We're going to open this up and lay it all out. Now there are all the parts in the box, and there are no instructions. I'm really surprised. No instructions in any of the parts, in the parts bags, or in any of the tubes, and no instructions in that box. So we'll figure it out. A little bit of scuffing on here, but it gives it that slightly broken in look. Everything looks straight, but it would be nice to have an instruction booklet. Okay, so no instructions. These are just pictures from the eBay ad. So this will be one of those figure it out as you go kind of things. But 89 bucks, free shipping, and includes the crossbars. So I'm not too concerned. And this is for lightweight stuff. This is for trash, maybe a few things to the landfill, but nothing of any great weight. These plastic pieces, you're going to need to use a little persuasion to get them in. Several of them did not want to go. You've got to twist and turn. Keep a mallet nearby. And another friend would be great too, to get kind of some of these angles in. This should have slid together fast, but it took a while to get together. The next phase is to start screwing things together, because these are just seated in to each section. Just laying these aluminum bars in makes it a lot stronger. I'm assuming that this is the way it goes. This is the way the pictures look. But again, I don't have any instructions. Then I think those crossbars sit in a channel underneath there. We'll figure that out when we get there. And in addition to the instructions not being here, we're missing a whole lot of washers. So I'm going to run to the hardware store and get some stainless steel ones that won't rust. And I need one to fit like this. I need at least 16 for those two bars across there. I always share my mistakes as well as the stuff that works out. And this is why the instructions would have been really helpful. Because I think the way this was supposed to work for these is this piece here that has threads is supposed to be in this track. And then with that in the track, one there, then this piece screws into those threads, and then over my thumb here, this piece here goes around the crossbars and then bolts down. It was so difficult to get all these plastic pieces to fit, and all these screws are in tight, that I'm not taking this apart. It was really hard to get that together. So I'll figure out something else. I guess I could just sheet screw that in there or put bolts through there. I'm not sure yet. This piece is not screwed down yet. I have to think about that. Okay, that's all screwed together. It took a while to screw all those down. It's just kind of time consuming. Watch those sharp edges, there are a lot of them. And it feels like it has a fair amount of integrity. So it's still a lightweight basket, but for some coolers or trash or light things, I think it'll be fine. The next step is to figure out how to get those crossbars attached. Okay, here's my fix for getting that extra nut in that track to bolt down. I'm going to use a Dremel and cut a little cut right there and cut that out so I can put that receiver plate in there and then slide it down. I can slide one down there, one down here, and then I'll do another Dremel cut down at the base. This is just a cutting disc, and this is pretty soft aluminum because I'm not unscrewing this whole thing. Okay, there's my Dremel cut, and now we'll just pry that out. And that just bends right down. Then I'll bend it up after I put that piece in. And this is how this little trap door works. Then this bracket will just bolt on to there. You can just bend those little flanges up. They should just leave that open. There's no need for that to be sealed. And the way these seal, there's a bolt that goes through and then a nut on the other side. Then this will be U-bolted around the Jeep roof rack bars. The crossbars seem to fit perfectly with the first hole drilled 2 inches in from the end. So this will sit under here like this. But I'm going to go double check these numbers. But I'm going to drill a hole through there and there so that can go through. And there are those holes drilled. You have to shake it a little bit and get some of these little pieces out inside. I can't get the end caps off. But that's one. And just tightening up the last few bolts and nuts, making sure everything is tight. It's taken most of today to do. Instructions might have helped, but it's certainly something you can figure out. for $80 some, I think it's okay. I did have to run to the hardware store for some more stainless steel washers, and those U-bolts are not in the box for those crossbars. And the sunroof, that's as far up as it goes. The rest slides into the roof. And I always point out my mistakes so other people can avoid them. When you put these crossbars across, lay them down and mark them rather than measuring and drilling holes. Because what happened was, of course, the crossbars are different distances as you go back on the Jeep. So this end, I had to recut a hole in that bar. It's easy enough to replace the crossbars, but what I think I'm going to do is use that hole and this little extension here for an antenna of some kind, for a scanner, for ham radio stuff, or something along those lines. I think that would look pretty cool, almost as if it was planned.